Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode from the Sanctuary SMP server. Hope you're all doing well. And it's been a long while since I recorded one of these, almost exactly a month I believe. So it's been quite a while. I've got a little bit done, not as much as I would have liked to have done. Mainly through procrastination. But I have also been doing a lot of work in my single player world. And also playing a fair bit of Project Ozone 2. Ethos series managed to get me back into playing that again. But anyway, let's take a little bit of a look at what I have been doing. We need to head down here first of all, if I can get down. And the first thing is I made a small sugarcane farm. It is mainly just for decoration more than anything else. It does produce some sugarcane, but being only 2 layers, it's not a huge amount. I also did a little bit more work around the ceiling as well, which looks alright, but it still needs a lot doing to it. I think last episode I mentioned I wanted to make an auto smelter, and we have done just that. I did decide to do it over this side as there was more space basically to fit in what I wanted to fit in. But simple design. Whatever you want smelting goes in there, fuel goes in there, you press the buttons and it distributes everything evenly around the furnaces. But the one thing I do like about this is just the fact that you can see the minecarts rolling around kind of at the back there. It looks kind of cool. The next thing I have built recently is my little kind of library slash enchanting station room thing, complete with anvils. So yeah, you've got a little chest up here with lapis and a few books in. So I've actually started to really like these trapdoors as kind of a roof block. Obviously not a solid roof, but for things like this it looks really nice. You can see the leaves through it and the glowstone behind it. It just has a really nice look to it. I did also add the little water feature here, which is simple, but I quite like it. And I did also start moving through this way, and this was originally going to be an auto smelting, not an auto smelting system, a auto brewing system through here, but then I realised that auto brewers were basically broken in 1.11. You could no longer take the potions out automatically and then refill them. It just seems to have been broken, so I've decided to turn it into a villager breeder instead. So we've only got a couple in here at the moment. These were an absolute nightmare to get. This guy almost died several times. A creeper actually blew up right next to him. I don't know how he survived, but he did, and they are now in here. I just need to trade with these guys to get a few more to fill the rest up. They don't have the best trades in the world, but this one's going to be a problem actually. I don't actually have any pigs anywhere close by, so I'm going to have to find a couple and transport them back to the base. I've got plenty of rotten flesh. I've got at least a couple of double chests worth of rotten flesh from the zombie spawner, so that shouldn't be a problem. And then up there you've got a guy with 6 doors basically. It's just a nitwit up there just so these will breed. And yeah, that's pretty much all it is. The idea is going to be that the babies will fall straight down through this gap, because there's basically the hitboxes of the adult villagers are big enough that they won't fall down and they will just stick on there, but the babies just drop straight through. So I'm probably gonna have water streams from there to transport them somewhere down to the end, and then initially I'll just have a water stream going up, then transport them back over here to drop them into kind of the relevant holding pens. And then eventually I'll have an area where I can collect them all and sort through the ones which I want and keep the ones I want. And then there'll be a a kind of a trading hall somewhere around here for the rest of the villagers. At least that's the plan. That's pretty much everything down here. If we go up to the top, you'll notice that I have put a staircase in. It is currently just made entirely of birch, and it's not very well decorated. I have really been putting off doing this house, but I have started to put together a bit of a shape for this. The way I'm working with it is basically building a blocky outline just out of a single material, and then kind of working in detail like that. It's a method I think I've mentioned in my single player series. So as you can see, it looks a little bit blocky right now. Let me see if I can take off and get a better view from over there maybe. Looks like somebody's been chopping trees down. I think that was Spider Pharaoh. So yeah, as you can see, I've been trying to work up a kind of interesting shape, and it's not going too badly. It's going very slowly, but it's not looking too bad. But that's pretty much all I've been doing over here. Oh, except for these guys over here, I have also set up what I'm calling my nether clearing operation, which I'll explain a little bit in a moment. Oh, and also one last thing, I spent ages and ages looking for a skeleton spawner. I eventually found one kind of several hundred blocks over in that kind of direction, which I was really happy about. And then I was kind of just wandering around, looking in some of the caves around here the other day, and there's actually one around about 100 blocks from my base, which I hadn't found. So, yeah, that was kind of annoying. But, yeah, what else do I have to show you? My mine, that's the next thing I need to show you. I am going to kind of fly over there, and I will meet you over there. I don't want to show what's above it. It's directly below my guardian farm, and I don't want to show that until it's actually complete. So yeah, I will meet you guys over at the mine. Okay, so here we are down in the mines. This is right down at Y11, and basically the idea with this was to have a central place where I could set up a beacon. The beacon at the moment is actually on the surface by the guardian farms. And then I will mine out, obviously, to the extent of the beacon. And then I'm going to basically move the beacon off another 100 blocks in kind of each of the directions and mine some more. But the idea is going to be that these kind of central 5 or 7 wide, I'm not sure which yet, kind of areas here are going to have the same kind of floor design as I have in the kind of the underground section of my base. Just the kind of the dirt, coarse dirt, few kind of spruce slabs here and there, and then there's going to be rails all the way down coming out from here, as far as they can go basically, in each of the directions. And then the idea will be I'll have a shulker box filled with chest minecarts. Once I've filled up my inventory, I'll then fill up one of those chest minecarts and send it back here, where it will come up here and into this sorting system and a rather large mess of hoppers, which will then sort it down into the chests below. That's the plan. One kind of problem I did foresee with that was that if you send more than one minecart at once, it's going to cause issues. So I created this little setup here, which I will quickly show you how it works. The idea is you send one chest through, and then that triggers a latch there, which triggers that kind of, which powers this and then powers the minecart. I've lost my words, which then powers this cross section. I've completely lost the word, but yeah, it powers that, so it changes direction. Then it will put the extra minecart down here. Then as that minecart is finished, comes back down, it triggers the latch again, unpowers this and powers this block and sends the minecarts back up there. That's the plan. It wasn't not the best explanation in the world, but that's the idea. Eventually there will be a cactus here where the minecart will break and then deposit into a chest. But yeah, this did cause a few issues. While this ground was flat, it was perfectly okay, but after I started poking a few holes in it, it seemed there was some lava underneath, and a fairly large portion of this burnt to the ground, which wasn't fun. But yeah, that's my mine. That's the plan for it anyway. And obviously this is going to get a little bit better decorated, and I'm also going to need to fill in some of the gaps up there, some of the space up there as well, just so I have more space to work with the Guardian farm as I complete it. But yeah, that's the other major project or one of the two major projects, should I say, that I've been working on. The other one is over in the Nether, so I am going to head over there now and we can take a look what I've been doing. Okay, here we are over in the Nether. I'm having to fly over here as this is currently the only way to get here. It's a little bit scary, and here is where we are heading for. This is the future site of my public wither skeleton farm. It's currently very much on fire. The blaze seemed to have issues with me building here, apparently. Let me just get through into my safe area for a moment, or at least moderately safe. This is pretty much my base of operations here. I've been mining out a whole bunch of netherrack. The idea is going to be to basically clear this entire area of netherrack from floor to ceiling if I can, but I'm not hugely bothered about kind of like all the way up there. There's not going to be too many spawning spaces, but the idea is basically to get everything spawning on that platform rather than anywhere around it. So that means clearing out everything within 128 block radius of that platform, and that's a hell of a lot of netherrack. Oh dear, that's not good. I've got a few people who are helping me out with it. We haven't got too far so far. I've mined about 70,000 blocks of netherrack myself manually. In fact, let me just have a quick look at exactly how many it was. Yeah, 70,806 blocks so far. The other idea was going to be to use TNT, but that's kind of expensive, and I don't have a lot of gunpowder, and with fireworks being a thing now, it's very expensive to buy gunpowder. And then somebody, I'm not sure how you pronounce his name, Edward, E-W-R-D-A-D, I think it's spelt. I apologise for not knowing how to pronounce that, but he suggested using beds rather than TNT. And I've done a few little tests with it, and they certainly do a hell of a lot of damage. I'll see if I can find my... Yeah, here we go. This was from... This hole down here was from one bed. I did place it quite far down into the ground, but yeah, they certainly do a lot of damage. You do have to be pretty careful with them though, and blast protection armor is pretty much a must. So yeah, that's the idea. These I've put these markers dotted around. These are all 128 blocks from that platform. So I've got a pretty big job ahead of me. I did want to get it all cleared out before I started actually building the farm, because I did a similar thing last season with the intention of clearing all the netherrack, but then I built the farm and then just never actually got round to clearing it. And this season I am hoping to rectify that. But we shall see. For now though, I think I am going to head off and get to some form of relative safety, because this place is an absolute death trap. Yeah, so for now, all dear, goodbye. And yeah, I'm off. I'll hopefully see you guys in the next episode.